No. You have to go live.
Stupid Facebook. Hi, welcome to Vanishing Gates. I'm Jay. This is...
I need more enthusiasm.
Hi, welcome to Vanishing Gates. I'm Jay. This is...
God dang it, more enthusiasm.
Apparently I'm joined by more enthusiasm that slams a table tonight, also known as Jack.
I am the ASMR Jack.
The what?
And welcome to Vanishing Gates.
Why is everyone on this auto-stimulus meridian response kick?
I am currently ASMRing and you are ruining my ASMR. This is Vanishing Gates. Welcome to the show.
I'm not sure if anyone can hear you when you whisper,
I can't really hear myself either.
Such remote whispering.
Such whispering.
Fail.
Much fail.
Anyway, welcome to Vanishing Gates. We are going to talk about some other stuff tonight. How was your day, Jack? How was your Wiener Christmas?
Man, what? Oh my God, really? You know what? You know how it was? It was good actually. I like my wife, so
I hope it worked out really well. If for those of you who don't know, there was some gingery rednecky dude on Facebook who had a video about Valentine's Day, and he called it Wiener Christmas. From now on,
you have to explain this to me. Like what exactly? What? Why? What?
What do you mean? Why?
What persuaded this man to do this?
I have no idea.
No idea.
He also wanted to say something to the extent of, if you're gonna wash her car, wash the car. And then he's in like cut off jeans, spraying himself down with soap and water and twerking whilst washing the car. And the whole goal was to make sure that a good Valentine's Day for her turned into a fabulous Wiener Christmas.
Fantastic.
It was like a educational video, I guess.
I'm confused
Advice
as to.
video. It was hilarious.
I feel like most people would disagree with it being
Also
the
quite
Wiener
awkward.
Christmas, considering things.
No. The whole point was, I don't know if I can do his accent.
Is it just
If
me?
you give her a good Valentine's Day, you know you're going to get an awesome Wiener Christmas. I'm sure that's not a good accent. So, fella, if you're listening, I don't know who you are. You gingery redneck dude on Facebook, who I'm certain is a comedian. Please forgive me if I botched the southern drawl. I don't have one. I'm in
10
California.
out of 10, everybody. 10 out of 10.
So how was your Wiener Christmas?
Oh, God. You know, unfortunately, I didn't really get anything for my wife, and I feel bad. I have the worst luck when it comes to holidays.
Hey,
Every
you
holiday
gave your wife the best gift ever. She's carrying the gift of life.
True enough.
You gave her all the proteins.
Oh, gosh.
That's
How many
the
of
most
the
important
How
thing.
many of the proteins?
Oh God, I don't know, and I don't want to know. I hope it's not puppies.
I need exact ounces.
Do you guys know what you're having yet?
It's a boy.
Can we do a vote on Vanishing Gates to name the
No,
boy?
no, you cannot.
How about the middle name?
No, that is not how life
on.
works.
Yes, it does.
That's
yes,
not-
it does.
That is not how life
What are you
works.
gonna give him an old school like family name?
My fucking gap tooth over here,
That sucks. You should fix that.
dude. I can't remember what I was doing. I was chewing on something and I fucking bit and it just shattered my tooth.
Well, get ready for all of your health to go down the drain because now you have a child, and you're gonna have to pay for that shit.
Wait, you have to pay for children?
You ain't getting health.
Wait.
anymore.
You have to pay for children?
Yeah, sometimes.
Don't they pay for themselves?
Not till they get older and they get a doctorate. And
In
then
China, they do
you're
stuff.
in old age. No. In China, they just infect the entire population with a weird version of a flu, and everyone dies.
We'll discuss that later.
Another episode, maybe.
You should
Maybe
all wait for that episode, perhaps.
So here we are, live in the Vanishing Gates studio.
ASMRing.
Okay, you should probably explain to people what that means. So
I actually don't know what it means. I just
Then
know
stop saying it.
whispering into the microphone.
it's like auto something or another meridian response. Quit dragging your goatee across the mic. That's disgusting.
My goatee is now an
All
ASMR.
right, salad fingers. Good grief. All right, so this week has been fun. By that I mean this week has sucked all the goat cheese right out of the goat.
Oh, the goat cheese.
Like the goat was old and decaying and producing cheese instead of milk, and it sucked.
But damn it, this is Vanishing Gates.
Yeah, but it is. But it still sucked. This week sucked.
No.
I've had the same cell phone for 4 years. Guess what happened to my cell phone?
You broke it.
No. Close.
Something else broke it.
Got into a new van at work, and the van broke it.
How did the van break it?
So it had this little panel on the door that looked like it was a pocket for a cell phone. It even had a little image like, put your cell phone in here. So I did. And when I closed the door, not so much. The phone, the door, the pocket all went underneath a cup holder that's on the center or the main console. And it...
Fantastic. I'm just going to point out the fact that sometimes things aren't what they seem.
Fact.
You have now learned firsthand that you do not just shove a cell phone in a random pocket. And no, you broke your phone. Don't blame the van.
First of all, every person in the world should know you don't just shove a cell phone into a random pocket.
Give me that.
Oh, what? You need a lighter again?
Yeah. Oh my God. That makes me think that my wife, every 5 minutes, she's dropping her like phone, and I'm always freaking out.
That and so the night before, the hot one beat me at pool a bunch, kicked my ass at billiards.
Not me.
And then my job told me basically, fuck off. Here's your new hourly schedule. Find a new job is basically the translation for that. I don't know if that's what they meant, but that's what it sounded like to me. So,
I mean,
crappy
maybe
year
just
already.
ride the wave, see what happens.
2020 has already sucked.
Ride the wave. 2020 has been one of the worst years on record. Even here at Vanishing Gates Studios, where everything is sunshine, daisies, and rainbow farts. Rainbow unicorn farts.
I don't know that rainbows actually have flatulence.
You don't know that.
So, anyway,
I meant
is there a
unicorns.
topic for the show tonight? We're just going to do this again. Like this,
Well,
last week, what was it? Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles, I think. Was,
you know, that was a
show.
fantastic episode, okay? Don't you mock Vag Thulu, okay?
Vashzulu. I called it actually Gwen's Minge, I think. That's the title of the show.
We
Good
should
times.
just changing that immediately.
No,
Perfect.
it's up there forever.
Vag Thulu. Anyways, don't mock the candles, okay? There was something there. We were discussing important things.
Yeah,
Maybe.
well.
Maybe.
By the way, those candles weren't as expensive as you thought. What is going on right now? What is popping up?
USB device
I don't
situation.
know what that means. All right,
I don't know what that
ignore
means either.
The computer's being retarded.
Who cares?
So, anyway, apparently the computer has. Maybe.
What?
Are we haunted?
Are you feeling something over there, computer? Are you having an opinion that you would like to share with us? Wait, can I introduce it?
Yes.
We are today talking about another cryptid, and today we are traveling to what continent?
Africa.
Blessing the rains.
I bless the rains down in Africa. I think it's more over and down, not just so much down, like east and down.
Yeah,
Like
we bless the
east
rains
down
east and down, and
like what's his name? Like
east?
Danny.
Yeah. Danny,
You
what?
know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no idea where you're going with this.
Eastbound and down. All right. Anyway, so Africa. Yeah, we're going to
To Africa. We are talking about.
Mokele Membe.
There we go.
Yeah, I actually said it. Didn't have to
Mokele
think about
Membe?
it. Mokele Membe.
And this is in the vein of.
Do you have any idea what a Mokele Membe is?
Yeah, actually, this is in the vein of Scylla.
Of what?
Scylla, the traditional Greek story of what are they? Theropods, cephalopods,
Sauropods.
sauropods.
Way to do spoilers.
What? No one knows what the hell a sauropod is.
Bullshit.
Who out there? Who knows what a
Anyone that's
sauropod
ever
is?
looked at dinosaurs
tell me.
ever knows what a sauropod
You
is.
tell me what a sauropod is.
It's like a Brachiosaurus, but
Do I have
smaller.
to shake you? I will shake you.
Hand me that lighter.
Yes.
So I watched Birds of Prey yesterday, by the way.
Wait, are we going to talk about sauropods or birds of prey?
Both. We're going to go back and forth. It links together, don't worry.
We are going to link sauropods and birds of prey.
It's the missing link.
You know what? Here on Vanishing Gates, you only get the best of linkage between movies and pop culture references.
Linkage.
And monsters like
Much
Mikaeli
like
Membe.
Encino Man.
Linkage.
We's in the Jews. Why are we still doing this? Good lord. So yeah,
don't
no.
know. You gotta love
so
what
Mokele
Pauly Shore.
Membe. Anyway, what do you got?
Did I say Pauly Shore? I said Pauly Shore. It's Pauly Shore.
You're right.
Okay,
You
nailed
were
it.
quite correct.
Nailed it. So I was saying it was in the vein of Scylla. The story, the original sauropod story, is that the idea of Scylla and Charybdis, the mother and daughter, the great maw and the sea serpent of Greek mythology.
What?
Scylla and Charybdis.
So this is sauropods.
Yeah, Scylla was
They're
supposed to be like
tiny
in the form of
brachiosauruses?
a sauropod. What?
So
Brachiosaur. What the hell are you talking about? What you got it wrong then? Not sauropod. Then
sauropods are
sauropod-
tiny brachiosaurus.
not. Why would you say that? Why would you get it wrong then? Now I'm like, what is Mecheliomembe then?
Mecheliomembe is probably a tiny sauropod, or a sauropod, which is a tiny brachiosaur, like a tiny long-necked, long-legged, rhino-bodied dinosaur.
I'm gonna flip the table and walk away because I thought we were talking about the Loch Ness monster-like monsters.
That's not even kind of a sauropod. What did you think? You thought the Loch Ness monster was supposed to be a sauropod? I think is that you're missing your dinosaurs there, buddy. You want to Google that one real quick? I'll let you check out your phone so you can roll back.
Just gonna go off camera.
This is going to be, yeah, there's nothing he's doing that's educational here. No, not so much.
I'm shamed.
You're thinking about like a thylacic, something sort of.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was talking about something else.
Leopleurodon.
No, I was talking about
You're thinking about like
Mecheliomembe.
a Leopleurodon.
I was clearly talking about Mecheliomembe.
Okay, in Scotland.
Yeah, in Scotland. The
'Cause
Mecheliomembe is in
African
Scotland.
language has been permeating the
I
Scottish.
never said
culture
anything about
forever.
Greek history or the Loch Ness monster.
I think you were thinking about like a Leopleurodon. I think is what you're thinking.
No. I was talking about
A
sauropods.
A plesiosaur.
Why would I talk about those?
You're thinking about plesiosaur. It's fine. It's easy.
This
No
is-
one speaks these terms every day.
You clearly have a problem with the Mandela effect when you're thinking that these things
yeah,
happen. Because it was obviously not me talking about this.
So you clearly are,
I did completely foolishly say something totally stupid.
that would never happen.
Never once on the show
Not
have I said
once.
something. Never once has Jack ever said anything completely
Not a once.
unfounded
damn it.
in intellectual or written history. I have always been correct. I have never made a complete ass out of myself
Also,
on air.
if you are an archaeologist or someone who studies actual stuff like that, anthropologist, please let us know. Or a genetic psychologist, genetic biologist, please let us know. Email
you're
us
a
at
rocket surgeon.
vanishinggates@gmail.com and let us know how wrong we are about sauropods, plesiosaurs, leopleurodons,
and how much
Scotland,
we freaked that all out.
and 100% of why my cigar is not staying lit. We would appreciate that.
Yes,
vanishinggates@gmail.com.
You can solve the lack
Also-
of a light of a cigar stick.
Also, if you have stories you want to explain the paranormal, if you've seen ghosts, Bigfoot, aliens, extraterrestrials,
Yes,
leave
like,
the
share,
show.
follow.
Email us at vanishinggates@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. Ha! There. I did it all really fast.
Oh
Does
my
that work?
God.
That's because I watched that Birds of Prey thing.
What?
I was trying to, be all fast and tumbly quick. I don't know. Sound like a thing.
Ooh,
Anyhow.
it sounds like you tried
continue what
something
we were
there.
saying.
Failure. Anyways, aside from my apparent lack of understanding of what the hell Mecheliomembe was in the first place, and for some reason I thought it was the Loch Ness monster.
No.
Welcome to Vanishing Gates, where Jack only brings you the dumbest of things stated on live air that's forever ingrained in internet history.
First of all, no. YouTube exists. We're fine. We're not
True
the
enough.
dumbest. I take great consolation in the fact that we're not the dumbest people on
I meant
the
me,
internet.
but yeah, I meant me, but it's okay.
I'm super happy about that.
I'm super happy. They're having a tournament on Call of Duty, by the way.
I don't give two proper shits
Dude,
of a lamb's tail.
I am so pissed. Me and my buddy got to the semifinals, of that, and it launched the game, and it promptly gave us a loss without ever having played the match. And then we lost. We almost won, but we lost by 1, and if they hadn't screwed us, we would have won.
Sounds about right.
It's fantastic. Thank you for bringing a great game. Just
Mecheliomembe.
well, I just want to say, get Battle Royale the hell in this game.
They're working on that.
Mecheliomembe.
Release will come out, apparently. So Mecheliomembe, yeah, bullocks almost dropped a cigar. On
So
my
wait, is
lap.
a sauropod?
Sauropod, yeah.
Supposedly?
So Mecheliomembe is a Langali for he who stops the flow of a river. Yeah. He's big enough to stop the flow of a river, and he doesn't need a semi-truck. He doesn't need heavy machinery or a dam. He can just do it himself.
Okay, so I'm confused. He just like sits in the
Homeboy's
water.
doing it for himself. Well, it's just a name. It's in Lengali, man. I don't know. In the Republic of Congo, Cameroon, the People's Republic of Congo,
Multi-hit.
the People's Republic of Congo, which is I did it again, dang it. The People's Republic of Congo, which is different than Congo, by the way. In Zambia, there are stories of a large creature, sometimes also called the killers of hippos and elephants.
That actually has to be a dangerous-ass animal.
It's even been blamed for the so-called elephant graveyards. Now, first of all, elephant graveyards are a whole different thing altogether.
Wait.
What?
No, go ahead, but then I'm sorry, I have ADHD. I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going. Elephant graveyards.
Well, elephant graveyards are a whole different thing altogether. Like, it's really questionable if these were actually a thing that's like... We know that there's a lot of elephant bones that show up together, but there's a real amount of questionality at what happens with these elephant graveyards. You know, like you see in, like, The Lion King and stuff like that, or old, like, 1920 movies, like the Tarzan movies and stuff.
Yeah, the theory.
Well, not 60s, 20... I didn't watch it. But the idea of elephant graveyards is, like, the elephants will come together and, like, just die, or their bones will just show up, or they'll go there to die, or whatever. There's a lot more reason to believe there's poachers just dropping bones off in one good place and whatnot, because the tusks are usually gone.
Well, maybe. I mean, if it's an area where they that could have been important at one point in time, and that perhaps it's like a dog that runs away from home when it's getting ready to die, and elephants have a tendency to maybe have a location because they have a really good memory.
Poachers,
so
though, I mean, most of the ivory's gone, the tusks are gone. These elephant graveyards.
Okay, well, fine, that makes a little more sense, but
but that said, Michele Membe is said to be one of the causes of these elephant graveyards.
Okay, but I just have a question. Isn't a sauropod a herbivore?
Yes.
So why?
Well, that's even a further question because this thing is known to be around where no hippos are allowed to be. There's no hippos where this creature exists. I have more notes.
Someone has notes on this show. Hold the internet. Get everyone here now. This is big news.
The first report, well, actually, accounts outside of the local natives. Now I'm reading from notes, guys. If you can't tell, if you're watching the show, you know what I read from my notes.
I don't know what to do. He has notes.
I'm ridiculous.
I'm going to sit here calmly and hope.
Accounts outside of the local natives have gone back to at least the 1700s. Now, stories with native encounters have gone way further back. I mean, this goes back centuries with these stories, which draws up other conclusions of things like the one-horned rhino and whatnot. The first report of the Michele Membe by outsiders that I could find on the internet, and again, I'm reading my own notes, sorry guys, comes from 1776 by Levin Bonaventure Proyart, who was he was either a French missionary or he was an explorer. He was a French guy anyway. He was either a missionary or explorer.
So he was unimportant.
No, he was important.
He was French.
I loved him very dearly.
Well, I don't like you anymore then.
I actually never met the guy, obviously.
You're fired.
Proyart claimed only to have seen footprints, but they were about 3 foot wide, about the size of a good frying pan, because we had frying pans back then, believe it or not. That's how long that technology has existed. That hasn't changed too much.
It's a flat thing that you cook things on.
Yeah, word. But also, the footprints were about 3 foot wide on some. Some things were like 3 foot wide. Some were like the frying pan size wide.
Yeah.
But the distance between the footprints were like 4 to 3 feet.
Now, is it frying pan?
7 feet front to back.
Is it PUBG frying pan or
I don't
actual
know what that means.
frying pan?
I don't speak retard.
Oh well, I do.
And then it had,
I'm fluent.
doesn't surprise me. Also, it was supposed to have 3 clawed toes, if that makes sense. 3 clawed.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's the idea of like sauropods, cephalopods, and things like that. Is that they have 3 toes.
Yeah, but not
per
claws necessarily. That's a weird thing. We don't hear a lot in the fossil records or from Jurassic Park
Actually,
about.
I think they're wrong.
Toes.
Because if you think about it for a second, lizards are the common ancestry. Well, out in the wilderness, lizards have claws, but they're usually not like
but these
as
were
long as they're in
disc
captivity.
Feet. These were like disc feet, not like long, lanky lizard fingers.
But the thing is
salad fingers.
The thing is, if you think about it, is that the reason that lizards have long claws is because they go to captivity. People don't take care of them. They don't have a lot of activity going on. They're not moving constantly. Whereas out in the wilderness, they're actually moving and using their toes, their claws. They're having them torn off. They have them like damaged. There's oftentimes things are done to them. Well, if you think about it, cephalopods are huge, strong creatures that have to dig in their toes to move forward. You know, they dig in. Sauropods, yeah.
No, cephalopods.
Cephalopods.
All
So
these
there's
cephalopods are all over the
damn
place,
cephalopods.
crawling around everywhere.
Shut up.
Cephalopoding all over the place.
Listen, Linda, enough.
First of all, it's Karen.
All right, whatever, Karen. Anyway,
I didn't go to Karen
Darth
school
Karen.
to act like a Linda.
Darth Karen.
Darth Karen.
My wife sent me this video.
Emperor Karantine.
My wife sent me this video that said Darth Karen, and it was this woman, like, obviously a Karen pushing a cop back like this, like with the Force. Darth Karen
Always
using
a
the
good
Force.
idea. Always a good idea to push back on
My
cops.
statement. She's like holding he's like walking back really fast, like away from her, holding a gun, a stun gun, a taser, and
No, that's a
Stun gun?
taser. Yeah.
yeah, and it's doing it. And my
Not a
only
stun
response
gun.
to that was Karens are immune to stun.
All right. Did you have something else?
Anyway, so the point is that when it's digging in its toes, it's probably tearing up those claws so they don't grow. So they stay at a reasonable height,
length.
But
these were just like
Whatever.
prints. They didn't actually see anything. Now, Carl Hagen, a famous big game hunter, the Carl Hagen, by the way,
I'm
the
not gonna get
guy.
a wooden claws because it's not gonna climb a tree.
This is a guy that founded one of the bigger zoos in Germany. Carl. I said Hagen, but it's Hagenbeck. Hagenbeck.
Hagenbeck. Could you not spit on my cigar, please?
What is wrong
That would be
with German?
pleasant, okay.
How is it so hard to say "I love you" in German?
Ich liebe dich.
I think it's "Ich liebe dich,"
Ich liebe dich.
but it's even harder in Russian.
How do you say it in Russian?
Nein. No, it's German.
That's no
Niet.
German.
No, it's.
Niet.
I think it's "Ich liebe тебя" in German.
Ich liebe dich.
"Ich liebe тебя." I think.
Russian.
Now, for those of our Russian listeners, please correct me.
I have
My Russian is very
I
rusty.
have a friend who speaks Russian, and she
You-
told me how to say it once, and it's,
My
that's
Russian is
similar to
very
what it
bad.
is.
"Ich liebe тебя."
Yeah, it's that. But I'm
think
just
about so when I was learning Russian, it was like think of yellow, blue bus, and then what was the other one? TBA. So it's "Я люблю тебя."
I'm just
Or
gonna
it could
say
be
this.
wrong. It could be "Я люблю."
No wonder
No, that's-
people
that's
are
it.
so cold in Russia sometimes because it's so hard to say "I love you" that people just stopped.
Well, it's cold in Russia because it's always.
I mean,
full of
people are
snow
people are
and
seen as so
vodka.
hard and aggressive in
Oh, dude,
Russia
they're hard.
because no one is allowed to say "I love you" or no one can because they
It's so
forget or
hard
they
to
get
say it.
bored. They're just like,
Yeah, right,
"Little you bit, fuck off, go away, give me vodka."
Vodka. Comrade
Vodka.
Vodka. Comrade. Da,
Vodka,
da,
comrade.
da. Anyway,
That's how
so
they say it.
the first. We're gonna piss off all the Russians, and
We're just kidding. Jeez,
you can fight them. I'm gonna send them your address and then also Vin Diesel's address, so that you guys can fight them together in a great epic movie.
That's rude.
No one's watched this for so long or listened that they know what I'm talking about at this point. The
No,
big
that's an inside
drop
joke for us then. Who cares? Let's keep going. So, anyways, Cephalosauropods.
Saurons. They made
Mormons.
one ring to kill all the Tyrannosauruses.
Back to the Mormons.
It's not the Mormons. Anyway, sauropods.
Mennonites, whatever. Oh,
Why do you have such a hard time with this?
Because I'm a dumbass. Where were you at the
So,
beginning of this
Carl
show?
Hagenbeck, the famous big game hunter who founded the first big zoo in Germany, from what I hear, he also sold animals to like Barnum and Bailey and circuses and whatnot.
So he's a
zoos.
piece of shit.
Well,
Pardon my language.
I mean, back then, it was like 1906 or something. So, who knows? He also wrote in his biography about the Michele Amembe. Now, this is from Wikipedia, guys. I'm reading this directly from Wikipedia. So, if you want to take a minute, pause for 5 seconds, pull up the page on Wikipedia for Michele Amembe. You can read along with me. That sounds like
Google magic. Google magic, everybody.
It's like an orgy of reading.
This is
In 5,
This is the worst
4,
orgy, really.
3, 2,
What are we doing?
read.
There we go.
1909 saw the first mention of a brontosaurus-like creature in Beasts and Men, the autobiography of famed big game hunter Carl Hagenbeck.
Did you say
he claimed to have
said men?
Beasts
You said Beats. It's like Beats
I have
by
the
Dre.
speech impediment.
It's like a Beats and Men, and it's just a video
guys,
of LeBron James
we'll go
walking
back.
around with his
We'll go back
Dr.
just a little bit. We're going
his
to take
Dr.
a
Dre
few
Beats
seconds
on.
back. So pause before Jack started talking, and when I said beats, and we'll start from 1909. Saw the first mention of a brontosaurus-like creature in Beasts and Men, the autobiography of famed big game hunter Carl Hagenbeck. He claimed to have heard from 2 independent sources about a creature living in Rhodesia, which was described to them by natives as half elephant, half dragon. Naturalist Joseph Menges had also told Hagenbeck about similar stories. Hagenbeck speculated that it can only be some kind of dinosaur, seemingly akin to the Brontosaurus. Another of Hagenbeck's sources, Hans Schomburg, asserted that while at the Lake Banguelo, okay, I'm not even
I
trying
almost
to...
thought that said Joseph Mengele.
I don't...
I was like, that is not the
it
right
sounded
Mangus.
pretty close, a different kind of Mangala.
I was like, this is about to go bad.
Banguela, Lake Banguela, he noted that a lack of hippopotami. Apparently it's hippopotami, not hippopotamuses.
It's hippopotami.
So, no, it's hippopotamuses.
It's hippopotami.
That song has been lying to me around Christmas time for my entire life.
It has. It's hippopotami. That's the plural. And then again, I have proven my incompetence at the beginning of this episode.
His native guides informed him of a large hippo-killing creature that lived in Lake Banguela, or Banguelu. However, as noted below, Schomburg thought that...
That was a sound effect.
Like, you pronounce his name.
Hold on, let me see if I can even manage this shit.
I'm sure it's Schomburg.
Schomburg.
I'm being a jerk.
It's Schomburg.
Thought that native
Schomburg.
testimony was sometimes unreliable. Weird. That day and age, someone would think that native testimony in that part of the country, or from that country, was unreliable. They wouldn't trust people that were different skin color in Germany at the time. Weird.
Germany? If I remember correctly, Germany from the 1900s.
1909?
1909 on is a really peaceful,
Yeah.
really pleasant place where everybody was treated equally and no one was a horrible fucking freaking monster.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no, they were all fantastic. Only half of them deserved to be put to death. It's okay. What?
No.
Did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
That's
that was the part I tried to say in my head.
That part you should have said.
I should have said that in my head.
You should
that part.
apologize to half of 1909 Germany.
I apologize to half of 1909
or
Germany.
at least 1/4 of 1909.
1/4. You know what? I apologize to 10%.
You know what? Germany's probably one of the best places in the world right now.
Oh.
Just because it has a checkered past, it's probably one of the greatest places in the world right now. 'Cause
Germany?
I'm sure they've
It is
grown.
one of the worst places in the world to be right now. Where are you up to date in your current events?
I'm just guessing that if you've lived through such of a torrid past, you might have learned to not be so torrid.
They have a situation in Germany right now that there are guys who go and comment, and this is not going to get political. I promise. This is just a statement of fact. Statements of from one. No, I wouldn't say fact. This is I listen to
Makele
like,
Membe does not approve. Let's go back to Makele Membe.
okay, yeah.
Actually, go ahead with your statement of fact. Let's just crash it now and call it.
No.
I'm sure you can spin this good.
It's just they have a revolution kind of thing going on, and so if you don't have a poster or like a poster of the fist of the revolution in your window, essentially they'll bust up your place. Whenever they have a rally, it keeps getting it gets violent.
By the way, if you're in Germany, I have a way to circumvent that. You just blast, and I mean you blast the Prodigy as loud as you can, 24 hours a day.
Blast Prodigy, you'll be fine. Or
Feel
Rammstein.
the pressure.
Or Rammstein.
Or Rammstein.
Rammstein. Just play Rammstein.
Prodigy or Rammstein, you'll be fine. No one's gonna mess with you.
That's not political. It's just something that's there.
Or if you really
It's just
want to
something
mess
to
with
people
them,
seeing.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Though
All
I
right,
will
moving
say
on.
that, except for those rallies, it is actually a really peaceful place. It's apparently pretty nice without like rallies going on. It's just the rallies have a tendency to get a little wild.
I've heard that Leipzig is one of the most beautiful places in the world. So
it's
I'll
just
make people going.
but then again, you have to admit that any place that has a rally, those have a tendency to get kind of rowdy depending on what's happening that time, or what they're talking
We can't
about.
really bitch about other countries' rallies when a sports team wins and people that are
Hey, they
half
didn't
of
blow
the
up
year-
KC.
half of the year loves
Okay.
the game, and then suddenly it's riots and turning cars over. So we can't bitch.
You
that
know what? They
much.
didn't destroy
over
KC
a
this time when they
game.
won. Kansas City made it through alive this time. Okay, it's all right.
Just barely. Anyway.
Today's topic is Makele Membe.
Makele Membe
In chat, M.
M in chat. That's what we're
M in
talking
chat.
about.
Eminem.
Now, so those of you not watching the live stream, you're lucky. But you've sat through this with us, so we love you. So don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe. Check us out on Facebook, please. And on Twitter, we have a Twitter account. We don't do much on it, but if you, any social media, if
We
you guys
exist.
interact with me, and us, we'll interact back. It might not be immediate, but we'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you.
And if you want to share your stories of the unexplained, the paranormal, if you knew a serial killer, anything like that, please let us know.
If
what
you
do you
are a
think
serial
about
killer,
Michele Membe?
You could also talk to us, and we definitely will
Not call law
Not,
enforcement immediately.
will not at all.
At all.
Mm-mm. No, we will. In
not
fact, no,
at
we won't.
all.
Yeah,
Call law
will
and
will not do
not
that.
at all.
Not at all.
Call law enforcement.
You just go ahead and call us, and we'll talk live about it, and we will not inform the police.
Wasn't there a movie about
in
that?
the
Where
direct
there's
area?
a radio host that was talking to a serial killer. Anyway, we digress again. Yet again. I don't remember where it was at. Okay, so hippo killing creature that lived in Lake Banguelo. Guys, again, if you're from Africa, I apologize for not being able to say that word. However, as noted below, Schomburg thought that native testimony was sometimes unreliable. Schomburg. Reports of entities described to be dinosaur-like in Africa. This is still from the Wikipedia page, right? I haven't finished through it. Reports of entities described to be dinosaur-like in Africa caused a minor sensation in the mass media and newspapers in Europe and North America, carried many articles on the subject in 1910 through 1911. Some took the reports at face value. Others were more skeptical. What? According to German adventurer Lieutenant Paul Kratz's account from 1911. The crocodile is found only in very isolated specimens in Lake Banguela. Okay, I can't.
You're doing well.
I'm trying to like
just run with it.
I can't speak these words. Banguela, except in the mouths of the large rivers at the north. In the swamp lives the Nasanga, much feared by the natives, a degenerate saurian, which one might well confuse with the crocodile, were it not that its skin has no scales and its toes are armed with claws. I did not succeed in shooting the Sanga, but on the island of Mambuala, I came by some strips of its skin. Another report comes from German captain Ludwig Freyer von Stein zu Losenstein. Okay, I'm always going to do that with German names. I can't help myself. I'm sorry. And then Losensteins, as described by Willy Lay Exotic. I said most of it right. Exotic Zoology in 1959. Von Stein was ordered to conduct a survey.
That's a sound effect.
German colonies in what is now Cameroon in 1913. Now, if you guys don't know, Cameroon and so there's Congo, there's the People's Republic of Congo, and Cameroon. They're all connected. Well, they're not all connected. The People's Republic of Congo,
spiritually,
I think, is the one in the center. No, it's the one at the bottom. No, the one in the center is Republic of Congo, not the People's Republic of Congo. There's Republic of Congo, Cameroon's on top. Below that is the DNC, which is like the Democratic Nation of Congo or something to that effect. I can't remember exactly. Now, if you pull up the maps on Google Maps and check out Africa in that region, check it out because we're going to get to some really cool stuff. And I would suggest pulling down and getting in right above those places, right around where Cameroon, Congo, and Congo are. Sounds funny, but check it out. Anyway, did not succeed. But on the island of Mwala, I came across some strips of skin, he says. Another report comes from German captain. I did that one. Where am I at? Von Stein was ordered to conduct a survey of German colonies in what is now Cameroon in 1913. He heard stories of an enormous reptile called Michele Membe, alleged to live in the jungles, and included a description in his official report. According to Lay, von Stein worded his report with utmost caution, knowing it might be seen as unbelievable. Nonetheless, von Stein thought the tales were credible. Trusted native guides had related the tales to him, and the stories were related to him by independent sources, yet featured many of the same details. Though von Stein's reports were never formally published, Lay quoted von Stein as writing, "The animal is said to be of brownish-gray color, with a smooth skin. Its size is approximately that of an elephant, at least that of a hippopotamus. It is said to have a long and very flexible neck, and only one tooth, but a very long one. Some say it is a horn. A few spoke about a long, muscular tail like that of an alligator. Canoes coming near it are said to be doomed. The animal is said to attack the vessels at once, and to kill the crews, but without eating the bodies. The creature is said to live in the caves that have been washed out by the river, in the clays of its shores at sharp bends. It is said to climb the shores even at daytime in search of food. Its diet is said to be that entirely vegetable. This feature disagrees with the possible explanation in a myth. I can't even speak now, guys. Sorry. The preferred plant was shown to me is kind of a liana with large white blossoms, with a milky sap and apple-like fruits. At the Sambo River, I was shown a path said to have been made by this animal in order to get its food. The path was fresh, and there were plants of the described type nearby. But since there were too many tracks of elephants, hippos, and other large mammals, it was impossible to make out a particular spoor without any amount of certainty. Alfred Aloysius Smith, again, this guy is still from Wikipedia, who had worked for a British trading company in what is now Gabon in the late 1800s, briefly mentions in his 1927 memoir.
What is a memoir?
Your memories in a book.
Memoir. No, I'm trying to figure out what a memoir is.
Memoir.
Oh, got you now.
Yeah. The Jagonini
10 out of 10.
and Amelie. A. Behind the Cameroon, there's things living we know nothing about. Now I'm giving this guy an accent for no damn
Okay,
reason.
why are we
whatsoever.
having access?
That's how he wrote it. That's how he wrote it.
We have gone off the rabbit trail.
I couldn't have made books about things. I could have made books about many things. The Jagonini, they say, is still in the swamps and rivers. Giant diver, it means. Comes out the waters and devours people. I don't know why he got Australian
This
and
just
mix of
flopped
Scottish.
to different one. What
Anyway.
Scott to Australia.
Old men will tell you what their
Full
grandfathers saw, but they still believe is theirs. Is there.
Michaelia
Same
Membe,
as the army have always
Australian for
been
beer.
taken to be. I've seen the Amelie's footprints, about the size of a good frying pan and circumference of 3 claws instead of 5. I have no idea what that was supposed to be accent-wise, guys. I apologize.
Michaelia Membe.
Michaelia Membe, Australian for
animals
ridiculousness.
We don't understand.
Actually, it's more of that. You remember Die Hard, or not Die Hard 2, Lethal Weapon 2?
Oh,
Or
you
like-
that accent, you could never peg down what that actor was trying to do.
No, it was like Dutch, South African Dutch.
Dude, that guy had an accent I could not understand. Every time he talked, I was like, okay, but Hans was East
No, it was
German.
obviously German.
Was East German. His brother, on the other hand, is what I can only assume confused.
Well, it's Jeremy Irons.
He wasn't
He's
sure.
English.
Jeremy Irons was not sure where he was from.
No, it's Germany.
He was like, am I South African or am I German or am I Russian? I'm going to go ahead and pick English, Russian, South African.
All right, anyway.
German, English, South African. That was what Jeremy Irons wanted to do. Great actor, though.
That was the Wikipedia this little splash that I had there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Michaelia Membe is said to hate hippos, like hard hate, like hates hippos. I don't know why you'd hate a hippo, aside from going to bite a man in half. Maybe Michaelia Membe loves people, but hates hippos.
Well, it's probably because hippos are extraordinarily territorial.
Are they?
Hippos? Oh, hell yeah. Hippos are the one of, I think, the most territorial animal in the history of the world. They have a location. Yeah, nothing will fuck with them.
Did you know that we almost, instead of cows, bovine flesh, we almost had hippos as our main source of meat in America at one point?
We should have.
No, like that was really a thing.
That would
we
have
were
been
gonna
better.
have
I would have loved to have hippos.
Everglade hippos. Like that was really going to be a thing.
The problem is that
Did
hippos,
you know what the hippos
are
have gotten?
dangerous.
Like what's his name? The drug baron guy. He had hippos that got released. El Chapo. His hippos are all over the place.
That's so bad.
Like, and they're breeding because they breed in. I don't think
They're
they have
hard
just
as
one
hell to
live
kill.
birth. Well, they're not hard to kill. They're just
No,
a
they're
bunch
hard
of
to kill.
hipposagal.
Dude, they're
hard to kill.
No,
they
they're-
all know
they're hard to
Aikido.
kill. No,
all
they're
know
they're thick,
Aikido.
dude. They're hard to kill.
They're thick.
It's like trying to shoot an elephant. It's roughly similar, just smaller and much more territorial,
You know,
much
I've
more
actually
aggressive.
seen hippos and rhinos in real life.
A hippo will kill a rhino.
Are you sure?
Yes, a hippo will kill a fucking
Are
rhino.
you sure a
Pardon
rhino
my language.
won't just be like, "Hey, bro"?
They
leave me
will
alone."
bite a rhino in half.
And the hippo? No, they won't bite a rhino
A
in half.
hippo has a strong enough jaw that it could take a car down the center and crush it.
They're nearly the same size.
It could take a car down the center and crush it.
A hippo will actually bite a human in half. I'm not disagreeing with that.
It would
I'm
bite
not certain
right
a
into a
hippo will
rhino
bite a
and take
rhino
it
in
down.
half. Well, yeah, it'll probably kill him because rhinos are
I
pretty
don't mean
docile
literally bite it
creatures.
in half. That's just hyperbole. I meant it will.
People
it will
think
bite the
rhinos
crap
are
out
like
of
these violent creatures because of that horn.
No.
But the horn's not a horn.
They're
it's
not
hair.
aggressive. They're not.
That's
They're not thoroughly aggressive.
calcium. It's hair that rhinos have. And actually,
That's all
people
ivory
think
is.
Michaelia Membe were the one-horned rhino that used to live in Africa back in the day, and that's why they hate hippos.
Well, that makes sense. But the thing is that hippos are just dangerous.
Word.
So honestly, it could just be a hippo.
But I don't think hippos. Well, first of all,
They probably got really mad when
well,
it flung
here's the
poop at
thing,
them
though.
like a windmill.
The thing is that rhinos and hippos don't exist where Michaelia membe is supposed to exist. That's the whole point. Is you will not find Michaelia membe, or you won't find any of those things around where rhinos and hippos exist, and
Well,
elephants.
that makes sense. I mean, that makes perfect
Michaelia
sense. It's
membe
just,
hates them.
if it's a lizard type creature, it's going to be in a
Hard hate.
warm, humid area, right?
Well, they're also supposed to be herbivores.
Yeah, so they're going to be in like a warm area with a lot of like foliage.
I think that aren't hippos kind of related to pigs or like pachyderm kind of things?
They live in like water, like
Well, yeah, but
swamps
they're
type,
but
what's
they're
that
also
water?
similar to pigs. Like
They'll
pigs
be near
are
crocodiles.
omnivorous. They'll
Yeah.
just eat whatever's in front of them and they'll fuck it up.
You know, I don't know if
And they
hippos
grow
actually
huge.
eat meat. I don't think they. I think they do. I think they eat fish and stuff like that. And
I'm pretty sure
eat
a hippo
rock.
will eat a dude. I don't think hippos give a fuck. Hippo's like a
No, I think-
fat,
I
lazy
think they're
honey
similar
badger
to.
without
I
hair.
think they're similar to pigs. I think they will. They're
less hair.
omnivorous.
I don't know. We should. If you're a zoologist and you have hippo and advice on for
Yes,
us,
if you could give
please let
us some hippo
because
advice.
hippos are creepy as shit. Apparently, their meat tastes really good. I would like to tape it. There's one animal I haven't eaten is hippo.
We should
One of
eat
many.
hippo.
Anyway,
Be the next adventure of Vanishing
Now-
Gates is hippo eating.
though being an herbivore, it hates hippos. It's also been said to flip boats over and kill people that are fishing, but it never eats the bodies. It's not interested in the meat because it's an herbivore, but it will kill the people that it capsizes. Apparently.
Yeah, there are animals out there that'll do that. Like, it doesn't shock me that something like this had happened. Like, people be like, "Oh, that doesn't make sense," but there's literally, it doesn't even matter if it wants to eat meat because by comparison, if you go to India, where the Bengal tigers are basically like a pest, they're a pest animal there now.
What?
There's a shit ton of them in certain areas of the wild. They're a pest animal.
I would think that the main
There are
problem in
stories.
India is a ton of cows because they won't kill them.
No, there are stories. Well, I imagine that's why there's a lot
Can
of tigers.
you imagine how much money India would make if they just McDonald's?
Could you imagine, like, I imagine that actually might contribute to their tiger problem is the fact that they have so many animals that are meat that are basically just are literally
Are
cattle.
tigers really a problem in India?
Yeah, they're a tiger.
Really?
They're a nuisance animal. They're bad.
Huh.
They are so bad that in India there are stories of tigers swimming out to boats, getting to them, dragging someone off,
Well, yeah, but
dragging them
tigers
shore,
have been
killing
known
them,
to killing people in general.
going back, doing it again, but not eating them. It's just you're just killing them because
Just
they're in their
bored.
territory.
Well, yeah, the cats.
But they're
Those
not
knock you off
eating
the
them
table.
because here's the thing about humans is we
taste
actually don't
bad.
we don't
taste
taste good.
terrible. Well,
because
hold
the-
on.
our
What
diets and
about-
stuff
Can
obviously
you
tends to be
imagine
bad.
if Bengal if Bengal tigers ended up in America, how much better we would taste with all the sugar and crap we eat?
Oh, they probably love us.
We probably taste way better. We'd be probably
Well, the
fucked if Bengal
processed foods
tigers-
and stuff
if
we
Bengal tigers took over and got into America and decided to really like do some work. Just imagine how fucked all of us would be. Because I know I taste good.
I know I'm tasty.
No.
That's rude. Anyways, point is that it doesn't shock me that this thing would just go out and kill for no reason. It would just capsize a boat or kill people because it just makes sense
Well,
that
it's a cat and cats
animals
are
do
jerks,
that.
though.
But yeah, but the thing is animals will do things like this. It's not out of the realm of of animals to do that. They will kill just to kill. Hi, chat.
I do have more notes. Hi in chat.
Oh, you have more?
For the live stream.
He has
I
more
do.
people.
I always try to keep notes, man.
He has
We're
more.
almost an hour in. Of course I have notes. No, yeah, you didn't know that, right?
No, I did.
So, most eyewitnesses have described it like a sauropod. Now, fossils have been found for sauropods in every continent except for Antarctica. Now, here's the cool part. La Koala Swamp is the largest swamp on Earth. It's 55,000 square miles, and it's only been 80% explored. Now, in comparison, the U.S. is 3.80 million miles square foot, and 90% unexplored or underexplored. So think about that.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. Like if you think about like how unexplored this place really is, and our place really is.
Let me give you a real life explanation of something like that. To this day, they have no idea where the Nile stems from.
Well, I mean,
And people who go that deep, a lot of people die. A lot of people give up. They can't figure out where the Nile
that a
actually
fact?
comes from. Yeah, they don't know where the Nile actually comes from,
so
where it's fed from.
now La Koala Swamp is where most of these sightings come from. Now this is part of the Congo region, the Congo Basin, which is huge. But now Cameroon, which is north of not the what was it, DRC Congo, but the middle Congo. Cameroon is about the size of California, has around half the population of California, and only 10% of the roads are paved, and the average traffic run on there is like 15 miles an hour.
But do they have the smug satisfaction
Of being from
that
California?
the vast people in California seem to have?
No.
Just being smug and satisfied.
No. Now, so here's the other thing, too. People talk about, well, we've traveled everywhere. We've gone all through the Congo. We've gone through these long, mile-long journeys. Well, there's a difference between linear travel and square mile travel.
Yeah.
So you're canvassing. I mean, there's been expeditions since like the 70s and 80s.
They're still
that
going
haven't
out
come
there.
But they're still finding evidence, but no one's seen anything. Well, you're
what
going
about
through a
the sky
linear
leopard?
track, though, but you're going through one line. Most of them are going through a river and following it through or something. They're trying to follow one line.
Cloud leopard.
You can't. What?
Is the sky leopard or the cloud leopard they found recently that they thought been extinct, but they found
Most
like
of
it
it's
took off for like 20
rainforest,
years
and
or
nobody
something.
knows what's in there.
Yeah.
So I mean, 80% of this place, which is smaller than fucking America by a chunk, is not explored.
Yeah.
Or underexplored. But most of these native tribes. Now, there are instances where like certain tribes talk about this being a spiritual creature. Of course they will. And there's also been a big argument about people that, well, this is people want to talk about Michaela Amembe because they're creationists. There's a big argument that people have about it. Well, only creationists want to believe in Michaela Amembe because dinosaurs couldn't possibly live now with humans after evolution. But
That's not possible.
the argument is that creationists started this argument around the time that Michaela Amembe was sighted, which is hundreds of years before Darwin sets foot. So
I mean,
shut up. It's not the case. Maybe there is stories of things that happened in the past, but somebody remembered something, or they wouldn't have come up with it.
the thing about this is people who think that they want to blame sacred creatures. They want to say, well, that's ridiculous. People just want to put on these societies all these sacred animals. But the thing people have to realize is there are tribes that during World War II that still worship B-52 bombers that went down in their area. There are tribes
Did
that
you ever watch The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Yeah.
Mel Brooks thing?
Yeah.
That was so funny.
and that
Coke
but
bottle falls
the
out.
thing about that is that actually is very real. Like that's a
Well,
real thing that can happen.
Only
there
to an
are-
extent, though, man.
There were
Like,
tribes that they found after World War II that they've been dropping supplies in areas,
Here-
and these people were getting supplies. But
there
when
was-
a B-52 bomber went on one island, for instance, they actually made an effigy for the B-52. They made a fake plane and everything. There were like all these things that form around unknown situations.
There was a really good quote that I found that I want to read if I can find my note for it. That actually makes a lot of sense because. So, here's the thing. Now, there are some people that say Michaela Amembe is a spiritual creature or whatever. And a lot of people want to say, well, it's just somebody remembering stories passed down. Okay, so it's one thing to say, well, this is a spiritual being that stops the rivers, because that's what his name means, that one who stops the rivers or whatever. It's different to be an actual creature. And most accounts by tribal people who don't have much influence outside of the inside of the Western world, outside of their scope, don't really like have any of their story. They worry about going to places. And a lot of them say that about 10 or 20 years ago, Michaela Amembe went extinct. Like that recently. So there's a good quote here. I can't remember who said it, but said, in the absence of divine power, and that's the part of the quote. I don't remember the entire quote, but in the absence of divine power, that should tell you a lot. When you're talking about a creature that you don't understand, in the absence of divine power. So there's no divine power there. It gives some credibility to the idea this creature might exist. It's like Bigfoot. People start talking about Bigfoot being able to like turn invisible or be an alien or interdimensional being. It kind of robs the idea. And we talked about that too. And if you guys are watching the live stream, see my sweatshirt I got for Christmas. Low key, high profile. There's a big Sasquatch. But I'm more able to believe this is a real creature that can hide than being some kind of interdimensional or spiritual being.
I mean,
That
I'm
makes
not
any
saying
sense.
here's the thing, though. Like I said, it's easy for things to hide these days. Even now, it's easy to hide. Back in the day, it was even easier. I mean, the thing is it's not impossible for these things to exist.
People still say they see thunderbirds and pterodactyls and stuff in North America, or dactyl-like creatures,
I mean,
which might be just methamphetamine, but it could also just be an actual sighting.
I don't know.
Look at the coelacanth. Look at, again, pandas. Think in 20 years, people are going to think koalas don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Because right now they're functionally extinct, I think, is the actual thing, you know.
Thanks to amazing people down in Australia who thought that lighting a bunch of fires would be a grand
Well,
idea.
I don't think it was just that group of people. I think
Poor drop bears.
bad amount of things that went on at one time, unfortunately.
Poor drop bears.
Those poor drop bears. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching Vanishing Gates. I'm Jay, and
Say a prayer for the drop bears.
And say a prayer for the drop. I'll say a drop prayer for you. A drop prayer for the drop bears.
This is Drop Bear Jack.
That's pretty dope, huh? Drop Bear Jack. Oh, that should be your gamer tag.
Oh my, that's
Drop Bear Jack. That'd be dope. Anyway, guys, so again, please don't forget to like, follow, share, subscribe. Turn on that little icon, that little ring button, whatever it is, so you get notifications when we go live or when we upload stuff. If you're listening on the podcast places, please give us good reviews and tell your friends. I've been asked why I haven't joined certain sites and stuff to get more promotion. There's like a I follow you, you follow me kind of thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty popular, and a lot of people go with that. I've been trying to do this more organically for a long time, and we'd like to keep it that way. So word of mouth, I think, is always the best marketing campaign.
Yeah, makes sense.
So if you enjoy the show, please let us know. And please email us, vanishinggates@email.com. I will get back to you.
Gmail.com, not email.com.
I thought I said Gmail.
You said email.com.
I might have said email. I'm tired. But gmail.com.
Email.com.
You can also message us on the Vanishing Gates Facebook page. Shoot us a message there. Yeah, I mean, I will get back to you. It might take a while, but I will. Absolutely. Want to give a lot of love to Manitoba's 2 Street Music. And next show, we're going to talk about a cool new endeavor that they have gone into. It's super exciting. I'm really excited to post. It's really cool. I can't talk. Dude, if this cold doesn't go away this week, I've been on this for 3 weeks. It's ridiculous.
It's time to give up.
The cigar probably didn't help.
No, it did not.
Anyway, guys, thank
I
you for
regret
watching
everything.
Thank you for watching Vanishing Gates.
I didn't even finish mine. I only did smoke like half, and I was like, nope, I don't think I'm going to be able to smoke again for a while.
I got to finish this. I like to get through things. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching and listening and downloading. We appreciate everything. Please share with all your friends, all your family. And, yeah, let us know your stories and your ideas. If you have people you want on, as always, we want to make sure that you guys have the most fun possible. So, yeah, do your thing.
Do the roar.
What?
Goodbye, everybody.
And good nightmares.